off the rugged coast of Ireland, where the waves crash against ancient cliffs and the mist hangs heavy over the sea, a fisherman once cast his net into the deep, hoping for a bountiful catch. But what he pulled from the water that day was no ordinary fish. It was a creature of legend, with hair as green as seaweed and eyes that shimmered like the ocean at dawn. This was no ordinary being, this was a Merrow, the Irish mermaid, a figure steeped in mystery and magic. Stories of the Merrow have echoed through the ages, whispered by sailors, and passed down through generations. They are the guardians of the sea, the enchantresses of the waves, and the keepers of secrets that lie beneath the surface. In this video, we'll dive into the world of the Merrow, exploring their origins, their haunting beauty, and their place in Celtic folklore. From their mesmerizing songs to their tragic encounters with humans, we'll uncover the truth behind these mythical beings and their enduring legacy in modern storytelling. So, grab a seat by the fire and let's journey into the depths of Irish mythology, where the line between reality and legend blurs and the Merrow reign supreme. Now, let's dive into the origins of the Merrow, where the very name itself holds a clue to their mystical nature. The word Merrow comes from the Irish words muir, meaning sea, and oig, meaning maid. Together, they paint a vivid picture of these beings as maidens of the sea, guardians of its depths, and enchantresses of its waves. But the Merrow are more than just Irish mermaids. They are deeply woven into the fabric of Celtic mythology, standing apart from other mythical sea creatures in fascinating ways. When we look at the broader tapestry of folklore, the Merrow share some similarities with the Scottish Selkies, who are seals that can shed their skins to walk on land, and the Norse sirens, whose haunting songs lure sailors to their doom. Yet, the Merrow have a unique identity that sets them apart. Unlike the Selkies, who are bound to their seal skins, the Merrow possess a magical red cap, known as the Cohuilín Druth, which grants them the ability to live beneath the waves. And while the sirens are often portrayed as purely dangerous, the Merrow embody a duality. They can be both alluring and perilous, kind and vengeful, depending on how they are treated by humans. What truly distinguishes the Merrow is their deep connection to the sea itself. They are not just creatures of the ocean, they are its protectors, its storytellers, and its keepers of secrets. Their presence in Celtic mythology reflects the reverence and fear that coastal communities held for the unpredictable power of the sea. As we explore their stories further, we'll see how this connection shapes their interactions with humans and their role in the natural and supernatural worlds. So, as we move forward, keep in mind that the Merrow are more than just mermaids. They are a symbol of the sea's mystery, its beauty, and its danger, standing as a testament to the rich and complex world of Celtic folklore. Now, let's turn our attention to the striking appearance of the Merrow, a key element that sets them apart in the realm of mythical sea creatures. At first glance, the Merrow resemble the classic image of mermaids, with human-like upper bodies and shimmering fish-like tails that glisten in the sunlight. But look closer, and you'll notice details that make them uniquely captivating. Their hair, often described as a vivid shade of green, flows like seaweed in the ocean currents, adding to their otherworldly charm. And then there are their hands, delicate yet slightly unsettling, with webbed fingers that hint at their aquatic nature. But perhaps the most iconic feature of the Merrow is their magical red cap, the Cohuilín Druth. This cap is no ordinary accessory, it's the key to their underwater existence. Without it, a Merrow cannot return to the sea, making it both a symbol of their power and a potential vulnerability. Stories abound of humans who have stolen these caps, trapping the Merrow on land and forcing them into lives they never chose. The beauty of the Merrow is legendary, but it's a beauty that comes with a warning. Their allure is undeniable, drawing humans into their world with an almost magnetic pull. Yet, this same beauty often leads to tragedy. Sailors and fishermen, enchanted by their appearance, have been known to risk everything for a glimpse of these sea maidens, only to meet untimely ends. The Merrow's beauty is a double-edged sword, a reminder of the sea's enchanting yet perilous nature. As we continue to explore their world, we'll see how their appearance plays a crucial role in their interactions with humans, shaping the stories that have been passed down through generations. Their striking looks are not just a matter of aesthetics, they are a reflection of their dual nature, embodying both the allure and the danger of the sea itself. Now, let's take a closer look at the Merrow's red cap, the Cohuiline Druth, and uncover the deeper meaning behind this mysterious object. Far more than just a piece of clothing, the red cap is a powerful symbol of the Merrow's identity and their bond with the sea. It's said that this cap holds the magic that allows them to breathe underwater and navigate the depths with ease. Without it, a Merrow is stranded, cut off from their home and their true nature. This makes the cap not just a tool, but a lifeline, a connection to the ocean that defines who they are. The stories surrounding the red cap often revolve around its theft by humans, an act that carries heavy consequences. In many tales, fishermen or curious villagers stumble upon a Merrow's cap and, realizing its importance, take it for themselves. By doing so, they trap the Merrow on land, forcing them into a life they never wanted. These stories often paint a bittersweet picture, as the Merrow, though beautiful and enchanting, struggles to adapt to the human world. They long for the sea, their true home, and their captivity becomes a source of deep sorrow. Yet, these tales also serve as a cautionary reminder of the dangers of greed and the consequences of meddling with forces beyond our understanding. But the red cap isn't just a source of tragedy, it's also a symbol of the Merrow's resilience and their unbreakable connection to the sea. In some stories, Merrows manage to reclaim their caps, often through cunning or the help of sympathetic humans. When they do, they return to the ocean with a renewed sense of freedom, their bond with the sea restored. These moments highlight the cap's dual role as both a vulnerability and a source of power. It's a reminder that the Merrow, like the sea itself, cannot be easily tamed or controlled. As we reflect on the significance of the red cap, it becomes clear that it's more than just an object, it's a representation of the Merrow's essence. It ties them to the mysteries of the ocean, to its beauty and its dangers, and to the delicate balance between the human world and the supernatural. The cap is a key, a symbol, and a story all in one, weaving together the threads of folklore that have kept the Merrow alive in our imaginations for centuries. And as we move forward, we'll see how this connection to the sea shapes their interactions with humans, leading to tales of love, loss, and the eternal pull of the waves. Beneath the waves, the Merrow's world unfolds in a realm of shimmering beauty and hidden wonders. Far from the chaos of the human world, their underwater society thrives in harmony with the rhythms of the sea. Picture vast coral cities glowing softly in the deep, where Merrows live in intricate palaces carved from stone and adorned with treasures salvaged from shipwrecks. These underwater dwellings are said to be as grand as any castle on land, with towering spires and halls illuminated by the bioluminescent glow of sea creatures. Here, the Merrow live in tightly knit communities, each with its own customs and hierarchies, ruled by elders who are revered for their wisdom and connection to the ocean's mysteries. In this aquatic world, the Merrow are not just inhabitants, they are guardians, They watch over the sea and its creatures, ensuring balance and protecting the delicate ecosystems that sustain life beneath the waves. Stories tell of Merrows guiding lost fish back to their schools, healing injured sea creatures with their touch, and even calming storms to protect the ocean's inhabitants. Their bond with the sea is so profound that they are said to communicate with whales, dolphins, and even the ancient spirits of the water itself. This connection makes them not just residents of the ocean, but its stewards, tasked with preserving its secrets and safeguarding its future. The daily lives of the Merrow are as varied as the tides. Some spend their days tending to underwater gardens of kelp and seaweed, while others craft intricate jewelry from pearls and shells. Music and dance play a central role in their culture, with haunting melodies echoing through the depths, accompanied by the rhythmic sway of their tails. Festivals are held to honor the sea, with Merrows gathering to sing, dance, and share stories of their ancestors. These celebrations are a reminder of their shared history and their unbreakable bond with the ocean. Yet, for all their beauty and grace, the Merrows' world is not without its dangers. They must navigate the perils of the deep, from predatory sea creatures to the ever-changing moods of the ocean itself. Their underwater palaces are fortified against these threats, with walls of coral and stone designed to withstand the fiercest currents. Even so, the Merrow remain vigilant, always aware of the delicate balance that sustains their world. As we explore the Merrow's underwater society, it becomes clear that their lives are deeply intertwined with the sea. They are not just creatures of the ocean, they are its heart and soul, living embodiments of its power and mystery. Their world is a testament to the beauty and complexity of the deep, a reminder that beneath the waves lies a realm as rich and vibrant as any on land. And as we turn our attention to their interactions with humans, we'll see how these two worlds collide, often with profound and lasting consequences. Now, let's dive into the fascinating and often bittersweet interactions between the Merrow and humans. These encounters are filled with tales of love, betrayal, and heartbreak, revealing the deep divide between the world of the sea and the world of land. One of the most enduring stories tells of a fisherman who, while out at sea, catches a glimpse of a Merrow combing her long green hair on a rock. Enchanted by her beauty, he steals her magical red cap, the very thing that allows her to return to the ocean. Without it, she is trapped on land, and the fisherman convinces her to marry him. For a time, they live together, and she even bears him children. But the Merrow never truly belongs in the human world. Her heart remains tied to the sea, and she spends her days gazing longingly at the waves, her soul aching for the home she can no longer reach. This story, like many others, highlights the challenges Merrows face when they are forced to adapt to life on land. While they may appear human-like, their connection to the ocean is fundamental to their existence. On land, they lose their ability to communicate with the sea and its creatures, and their powers wane. The Merrow's longing for the ocean is not just a physical yearning, but a spiritual one, as if a part of their very essence is missing. This often leads to tragic outcomes, as the Merrow either wastes away from sorrow or finds a way to reclaim their red cap and return to the sea, leaving their human family behind. Another tale speaks of a Merrow who willingly chooses to live among humans, falling in love with a kind-hearted sailor. She gives up her red cap and her life beneath the waves to be with him, but the transition is far from easy. The Merrow struggles to adjust to the human world, finding its customs and routines alien and exhausting. Over time, the sailor begins to notice her growing sadness and realizes that his love, no matter how strong, cannot replace the call of the ocean. In the end, he returns her red cap, allowing her to go back to the sea, even though it breaks his heart. This story underscores the theme of sacrifice and the idea that love, while powerful, cannot always bridge the gap between two vastly different worlds. These interactions between Merrows and humans often serve as cautionary tales, warning against the dangers of greed and the consequences of trying to possess what cannot be owned. The Merrow's red cap, a symbol of their freedom and connection to the sea, becomes a focal point in these stories. When humans take it, they disrupt the natural order, leading to suffering on both sides. The Merrow's eventual return to the ocean is not just a physical escape, but a restoration of balance, a reminder that some boundaries are not meant to be crossed. As we reflect on these stories, it becomes clear that the Merrow's relationship with humans is one of profound complexity. It is a dance of attraction and separation, love and loss, where the sea and land meet but can never fully merge. These tales remind us of the power of the ocean and the mysteries it holds, as well as the importance of respecting the natural world and its inhabitants. And as we move forward, we'll explore how the Merrow's enchanting music and songs add another layer to their mystique, drawing humans even closer to their perilous allure. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most captivating aspects of the Merrow, their enchanting music. The songs of the Merrow are legendary, said to carry a haunting beauty that can mesmerize even the most hardened sailors. These melodies, drifting across the waves, are not just expressions of their connection to the sea, but also powerful tools that reveal their dual nature, both alluring and perilous. In many tales, the Merrow's songs are described as irresistible, weaving a spell that draws sailors toward the source of the sound. Once entranced, these sailors often meet a tragic fate, their ships dashed against rocks or pulled into the depths by the Merrow's magic. This ability to lure humans to their doom underscores the Merrow's role as both enchanters and harbingers of danger. Their music is a reminder that beauty in the natural world can be as treacherous as it is captivating. One such story tells of a group of fishermen who, while sailing near a rocky coastline, hear a melody so hauntingly beautiful that they cannot resist following it. Ignoring the warnings of their captain, they steer their boat toward the sound, only to find themselves surrounded by Merrows. The creatures sing with voices that seem to echo the very soul of the ocean, and the fishermen, entranced, leap into the water, never to be seen again. This tale serves as a stark warning about the dangers of succumbing to temptation and the perilous allure of the unknown. Yet, the Merrow's music is not solely a weapon. It is also a profound form of expression, reflecting their deep connection to the sea and their complex emotions. In some stories, their songs are filled with longing, echoing their sorrow at being separated from the ocean or their yearning for a life they can never fully have on land. These melodies are said to carry the whispers of the waves, the secrets of the deep, and the timeless rhythm of the tides. For those who listen closely, the Merrow's songs can reveal glimpses of their world, offering a fleeting connection to the mysteries of the sea. In another folktale, a young woman living near the coast hears a Merrow singing one evening. The song is so filled with emotion that it moves her to tears, and she feels an inexplicable bond with the creature. Over time, she begins to understand the Merrow's language through the music, learning of its struggles and dreams. This unique connection allows her to help the Merrow reclaim its red cap, which had been stolen by a greedy villager. In this story, the Merrow's music becomes a bridge between worlds, fostering understanding and compassion. The duality of the Merrow's songs, both enchanting and dangerous, mirrors their own nature. They are beings of beauty and grace, yet they wield a power that can be as destructive as it is mesmerizing. Their music serves as a reminder of the ocean's dual character, a source of life and wonder, but also a force of immense and unpredictable power. As we explore these tales, it becomes clear that the Merrow's songs are more than just melodies. They are a reflection of their essence, a blend of allure and peril that captures the imagination and stirs the soul. And as we move forward, we'll delve into specific folktales that feature the Merrow, uncovering the moral lessons and cultural values embedded in these timeless stories. Now, let's dive into the rich tapestry of Irish folktales that feature the Merrow, where their enchanting yet perilous nature takes center stage. One of the most beloved stories is that of a humble fisherman who falls in love with a Merrow. In this tale, the fisherman discovers a Merrow's red cap hidden among the rocks, and upon finding it, he encounters the creature herself. Struck by her beauty and grace, he convinces her to stay on land by hiding her cap, effectively trapping her in the human world. Over time, they marry and have children, but the Merrow never fully adapts to life on land. Her heart remains tied to the sea, and she often gazes longingly at the waves, her songs filled with sorrow. Eventually, she discovers her hidden cap and, despite her love for her family, returns to the ocean, leaving her human life behind. This story serves as a poignant reminder of the consequences of selfishness and the importance of respecting the boundaries between worlds. It also highlights the Merrow's dual identity, caught between the land and the sea, forever torn between two lives. Another well-known tale revolves around a stolen red cap, a recurring motif in Merrow folklore. In this story, a greedy villager stumbles upon a Merrow's cap and takes it, hoping to gain power or wealth. The Merrow, unable to return to the sea, is forced to live among humans, where she is treated as an outsider. Over time, the villager's greed leads to his downfall, as the Merrow's presence brings misfortune to his household. Eventually, a kind-hearted neighbor discovers the truth and helps the Merrow reclaim her cap, allowing her to return to the ocean. This tale underscores the dangers of greed and the importance of kindness and empathy. It also reflects the cultural value of respecting the natural world and the creatures that inhabit it, as the Merrow's plight serves as a cautionary tale against exploiting the unknown. These stories, while enchanting, carry deeper meanings that resonate with the values of Irish coastal communities. They emphasize the delicate balance between humans and nature, warning against the consequences of disrupting that harmony. The Merrow, as both alluring and dangerous, embody the unpredictable power of the sea, reminding us that the natural world demands respect and reverence. Through these folktales, we see how the Merrow's struggles mirror our own, caught between desires and responsibilities, longing for connection yet bound by the limits of our world. As we continue, we'll explore how the Merrow's connection to the supernatural extends beyond these tales, delving into their role as omens and their ability to influence the natural world. Their stories, rich with symbolism and moral lessons, continue to captivate and inspire, offering timeless insights into the human experience. Now, let's turn our attention to the Merrow's deep connection to the supernatural, a realm where their powers extend far beyond their enchanting songs and striking beauty. In Irish folklore, the Merrow are often depicted as beings with extraordinary abilities, capable of influencing the natural world in ways that both awe and terrify. One of their most remarkable powers is their ability to control the weather, particularly the storms that rage over the sea. Sailors and fishermen would often look to the Merrow as harbingers of change, their presence signaling either calm waters or impending tempests. When a Merrow was seen dancing on the waves or singing beneath the moonlight, It was believed that they were summoning the winds or calming the seas, their actions directly tied to the fate of those who sailed upon them. The Merrow's role as omens further cements their place in the supernatural world. Coastal communities viewed them as messengers from the sea, their appearances carrying significant meaning. A sighting of a Merrow could foretell good fortune, such as a bountiful catch or safe passage, but it could also serve as a dire warning of storms, shipwrecks, or other misfortunes. This duality reflects the unpredictable nature of the ocean itself, a force that can provide sustenance and life, yet also bring destruction and death. The Merrow, as intermediaries between the human and supernatural realms, embody this balance, their actions and presence serving as reminders of the sea's power and mystery. Beyond their role as omens, the Merrow were also seen as protectors and enforcers of the ocean's laws. Those who respected the sea and its inhabitants might find themselves blessed by the Merrow, their journeys safe and their nets full. However, those who dared to exploit or harm the ocean's creatures often faced the Merrow's wrath. Tales abound of fishermen who overstepped their bounds, only to be met with storms, curses, or even direct confrontations with the Merrow themselves. These stories highlight the Merrow's role as guardians of the sea, ensuring that humans tread carefully and respectfully in their domain. The Merrow's supernatural abilities and their connection to the natural world make them more than just mythical creatures. They are symbols of the sea's power and the delicate balance between humanity and nature. Their stories remind us that the ocean is not just a resource to be exploited, but a living, breathing entity with its own rules and guardians. As we move forward, we'll explore how these supernatural traits intertwine with the Merrow's role in Irish coastal communities, shedding light on how their presence shaped the lives and beliefs of those who lived by the sea. Shifting our focus to the world of art and literature, the Merrow have long captured the imagination of creators, their ethereal beauty and mysterious nature inspiring countless works across centuries. In Irish art, the Merrow often appear as hauntingly beautiful figures, their green hair and shimmering tails rendered in vivid detail. Early depictions can be found in illuminated manuscripts, where they are portrayed as both alluring and otherworldly, their presence evoking the sea's dual nature of enchantment and danger. These artistic representations often emphasize their connection to the ocean, with swirling waves and aquatic motifs framing their forms, a visual reminder of their dominion over the deep. In literature, the Merrow have been a recurring theme, their stories woven into the fabric of Irish folklore and beyond. One of the earliest written accounts comes from ancient Irish tales, where they are described as both benevolent and fearsome, their actions reflecting the unpredictable temperament of the sea. Over time, their portrayal evolved, with poets and writers exploring their dual nature in greater depth. The 19th century saw a resurgence of interest in Merrow folklore, with authors like William Allingham and W. B. Yeats incorporating them into their works. Yeats, in particular, drew on their mystical qualities, using the Merrow as symbols of Ireland's rich cultural heritage and its deep ties to the natural world. Moving into the modern era, the Merrow have continued to inspire, their stories adapted into novels, plays, and even films. Contemporary authors often reimagine them, blending traditional folklore with new interpretations. For instance, in modern fantasy literature, Merrows are sometimes depicted as complex characters, their struggles and desires mirroring human experiences. This evolution reflects a broader trend in storytelling, where mythical creatures are given greater depth and nuance, allowing audiences to connect with them on a more personal level. In visual media, The Merrow's striking appearance makes them a favorite subject for filmmakers and artists. Their portrayal in films and television often emphasizes their otherworldly beauty, with elaborate costumes and special effects bringing their underwater world to life. These adaptations, while sometimes straying from traditional folklore, keep the essence of the Merrow alive, introducing them to new generations and ensuring their place in the cultural imagination. Through art and literature, the Merrow have transcended their origins in folklore, becoming enduring symbols of the sea's mystery and power. Their evolving portrayal reflects not only changes in artistic styles, but also shifting attitudes toward nature, mythology, and storytelling. As we continue to explore their legacy, we'll see how these depictions have shaped our understanding of the Merrow and their place in both Irish culture and the wider world. Turning our attention to the role of gender in Merrow folklore, it becomes clear that female Merrows dominate the stories, their presence far more prominent than their male counterparts. This imbalance is not accidental, but rather a reflection of the cultural and societal attitudes of the time. Female Merrows are often depicted as enchanting and alluring, their beauty serving as both a gift and a curse. They are the ones who captivate fishermen, lure sailors, and sometimes even form bonds with humans. Their stories filled with themes of love, longing, and tragedy. These tales often emphasize their vulnerability and emotional depth, portraying them as beings caught between two worlds, the sea and the land. In contrast, male Merrows are rarely the focus of these stories, and when they do appear, they are often depicted in a more menacing light. Unlike the graceful and captivating female Merrows, male Merrows are frequently described as grotesque or monstrous, with exaggerated features that make them appear fearsome. Some tales even suggest that male Merrows are less intelligent or less connected to the human world, their roles limited to guardians of the deep or enforcers of the sea's harsh laws. This stark contrast in portrayal highlights the gendered expectations of the time, where women were often idealized or romanticized, while men were cast as protectors or threats. The prominence of female Merrows in folklore also reflects the symbolic connection between women and the sea in Irish culture. The ocean, like women, was seen as both nurturing and unpredictable, capable of great beauty and immense danger. This duality is mirrored in the stories of female Merrows, who embody the sea's mysteries and its power. Their tales often serve as cautionary reminders of the dangers of venturing too far into the unknown, whether it be the depths of the ocean or the complexities of human relationships. Interestingly, the scarcity of male Merrows in folklore may also point to a deeper cultural narrative. In a society where the sea was a source of livelihood and danger, the stories of female Merrows may have served as a way to explore themes of control, desire, and the unknown. By focusing on female figures, these tales allowed storytellers to navigate the tensions between human ambition and the natural world, using the Merrow as a metaphor for the untamable and enigmatic forces of the sea. As we consider these gender dynamics, it's worth noting how they resonate with broader themes in mythology and folklore. The Merrow's stories are not just about the sea, but also about the ways in which societies project their values, fears, and aspirations onto mythical beings. By examining the roles of male and female Merrows, we gain insight into the cultural attitudes that shaped these tales and the enduring power of storytelling to reflect and challenge societal norms. Now, let's dive into the Merrow's role as guardians of the sea's deepest mysteries. These enigmatic beings are often portrayed as the keepers of the ocean's secrets, holding knowledge of hidden treasures, lost civilizations, and the untold wonders that lie beneath the waves. In many Irish tales, the Merrow are said to possess an intimate connection with the sea's hidden realms, acting as both protectors and guides for those who dare to venture into its depths. One of the most fascinating aspects of Merrow folklore is their ability to lead sailors to sunken ships or lost riches. Stories abound of fishermen and seafarers encountering a Merrow who, in exchange for kindness or respect, reveals the location of a long-forgotten shipwreck or a cache of gold hidden beneath the waves. These tales often carry a moral lesson, emphasizing the importance of treating the sea and its inhabitants with reverence. Those who approach the Merrow with greed or arrogance, however, are met with misfortune, as the Merrow's guidance is not easily earned. But the Merrow's role as keepers of the sea's mysteries goes beyond material wealth. They are also said to hold knowledge of ancient civilizations that once thrived beneath the waves, their underwater palaces and cities now lost to time. Some legends suggest that the Merrow are the last remnants of these forgotten cultures, their songs and stories preserving the memories of a world long submerged. This connection to the past adds a layer of depth to their mythology, portraying them not just as mythical creatures, but as living links to a history that remains just out of reach. In addition to their role as guides, the Merrow are often seen as harbingers of danger, using their knowledge of the sea to warn sailors of impending storms or disasters. Tales tell of Merrows appearing to fishermen before a tempest, their haunting songs carrying a message of caution. Those who heed their warnings are spared, while those who ignore them face the full fury of the sea. This duality of the Merrow as both protectors and omens reflects the unpredictable nature of the ocean itself, a force that can be both nurturing and destructive. The Merrow's connection to the unknown depths of the sea also speaks to humanity's fascination with what lies beneath the surface. The ocean has always been a source of mystery and wonder, its vastness and darkness inspiring both awe and fear. In the Merrow, we find a symbol of that mystery, a being who embodies the secrets of the deep and the allure of the unexplored. Their stories remind us that the sea is not just a physical space, but a realm of imagination, where the boundaries between reality and myth blur. As we explore these legends, it's clear that the Merrow's role as keepers of the sea's mysteries is deeply intertwined with their identity as creatures of the ocean. They are not just inhabitants of the water, but its guardians, its storytellers, and its envoys. Through their tales, we are invited to ponder the mysteries of the sea and our place within its vast, unknowable expanse. And as we do, we are reminded of the enduring power of folklore to connect us to the natural world and the stories it holds. Now, let's shift our gaze to the present and explore how the Merrow have made their mark on modern culture. These enchanting beings of Irish folklore have not been confined to ancient tales. They've swum their way into the heart of contemporary storytelling, captivating audiences across movies, television, video games, and even music. The Merrow's timeless allure continues to inspire creators, proving that their mystique is as powerful today as it was centuries ago. In the world of film and television, the Merrow have surfaced in various forms, often blending their traditional traits with modern twists. For instance, their haunting beauty and connection to the sea have been reimagined in fantasy series and films, where they appear as both allies and adversaries to human characters. Their dual nature, both alluring and dangerous, makes them perfect for stories that explore the tension between humanity and the natural world. Some adaptations even delve into the tragic romance of Merrows and humans, echoing the themes of love and loss found in their folklore. Video games, too, have embraced the Merrow, weaving them into immersive worlds where players can encounter these mythical beings firsthand. In role-playing games, Merrows often appear as guardians of underwater realms or as enigmatic figures who offer quests tied to the ocean's secrets. Their inclusion adds a layer of depth and mystery to these digital landscapes, allowing players to engage with their folklore in an interactive way. Through these games, the Merrows stories reach new audiences, blending ancient mythology with cutting-edge technology. Music has also been touched by the Merrows' influence, with their haunting songs inspiring artists across genres. From folk ballads that retell their legends to modern compositions that capture their ethereal essence, the Merrows' music continues to resonate. Their songs, once said to lure sailors to their doom, now enchant listeners, evoking the same sense of wonder and danger that has always surrounded them. Even in literature, the Merrows' legacy endures, with contemporary authors reimagining their tales for modern readers. These stories often explore themes of environmentalism, identity, and the clash between tradition and progress, showing how the Merrows' mythology remains relevant in today's world. By adapting their folklore, these writers keep the Merrow alive, ensuring that their stories continue to inspire and provoke thought. What makes the Merrows' presence in modern culture so compelling is their ability to adapt while retaining their core essence. Whether they are appearing in a blockbuster film, a best-selling novel, or a chart-topping song, the Merrow remain symbols of the sea's mystery and power. Their stories remind us of the enduring connection between humanity and the natural world, a bond that transcends time and technology. As we reflect on the Merrows' journey from ancient folklore to modern media, it's clear that their appeal lies in their duality. They are both familiar and otherworldly, beautiful and dangerous, ancient and timeless. Through their continued presence in pop culture, the Merrow invite us to explore the depths of our imagination and to remember the stories that connect us to the world around us. And as long as the sea continues to inspire wonder, the Merrow will remain a part of our collective storytelling, swimming through the currents of our creativity. Now, let's dive into the deeper waters of meaning and explore how the Merrows serve as powerful symbols of environmental conservation. These mythical beings, born from the sea and steeped in ancient folklore, carry a message that resonates strongly in our modern world. Their stories, often filled with warnings and lessons, reflect the delicate balance between humanity and nature, reminding us of the consequences of exploiting the ocean and its resources. In many Merrow tales, their connection to the sea is not just physical but deeply spiritual. They are portrayed as guardians of the ocean, fiercely protective of its mysteries and treasures. When humans disrupt this balance, whether by overfishing, polluting, or encroaching on their domain, the Merrow often respond with wrath or sorrow. These stories can be seen as early allegories for environmental stewardship, urging us to respect the natural world rather than dominate it. Take, for example, the recurring theme of the Merrow's red cap. This magical item, which allows them to live underwater, symbolizes their bond with the sea. When humans steal these caps, trapping the Merrow on land, it disrupts their harmony with the ocean. This act of greed often leads to tragedy, not just for the Merrow, but for the humans involved. These narratives can be interpreted as cautionary tales, warning against the exploitation of natural resources and the arrogance of believing we can control nature without consequence. The Merrow's dual nature, both alluring and dangerous, also mirrors the dual nature of the sea itself. The ocean is a source of life and beauty, but it can also be unforgiving and destructive when mistreated. Through their stories, the Merrow embody this duality, teaching us that our relationship with the natural world must be one of respect and humility. Their tales remind us that the sea is not just a resource to be harvested, but a living, breathing entity that demands care and reverence. In today's world, where environmental issues like climate change and ocean pollution are pressing concerns, the Merrow's symbolism feels more relevant than ever. Their stories encourage us to reflect on our actions and consider the long-term impact of our choices. By viewing the Merrow as symbols of environmental conservation, we can draw inspiration from their mythology to advocate for sustainable practices and a deeper connection to the natural world. As we navigate the challenges of the modern age, the Merrow's timeless wisdom offers a guiding light. Their tales remind us that the sea, like all of nature, is a gift to be cherished, not a commodity to be exploited. Through their enduring stories, the Merrow continue to inspire us to protect and preserve the delicate balance of our planet, ensuring that the wonders of the ocean remain for generations to come. Now, let's broaden our horizons and explore how the Merrow compare to other mythical sea creatures from around the world. While the Merrow hold a unique place in Irish folklore, they share fascinating parallels with beings like the Greek sirens, the Japanese Ningyo, and the Slavic Rusalka. Each of these creatures embodies the mysteries of the water, yet they differ in their roles, appearances, and the lessons they impart. The Greek sirens, for instance, are perhaps the most well-known counterparts to the Merrow. Like the Merrow, the sirens are often depicted as beautiful, enchanting beings who use their voices to lure sailors. However, while the Merrow's songs can be both alluring and dangerous, the sirens are almost always portrayed as deadly temptresses, leading sailors to their doom. Unlike the Merrow, who sometimes form bonds with humans, the sirens are rarely depicted as having any connection to humanity beyond their role as predators. This stark contrast highlights the Merrow's more nuanced relationship with humans, blending danger with moments of compassion. Moving to the east, we encounter the Japanese Ningyo, a creature that shares the Merrow's connection to the sea but differs greatly in appearance. The Ningyo is often described as a fish-like being with a human face, sometimes resembling a mermaid, but with a more grotesque or otherworldly appearance. Unlike the Merrow, who are often seen as protectors or guardians of the ocean, the Ningyo is frequently associated with misfortune or calamity. In some tales, catching a Ningyo brings storms or disasters, while in others, consuming its flesh grants immortality. This duality of danger and reward sets the Ningyo apart from the Merrow, who are more consistently tied to themes of balance and respect for nature. Then there are the Slavic Rusalka, water spirits who, like the Merrow, are deeply connected to their aquatic environments. The Rusalka are often depicted as beautiful young women who inhabit rivers and lakes, luring men to their deaths. However, their origins are rooted in tragedy. Many Rusalka are said to be the spirits of young women who died untimely deaths, often by drowning. This gives them a more sorrowful and vengeful nature compared to the Merrow, who are generally portrayed as beings of the sea rather than restless spirits. While both the Rusalka and the Merrow can be dangerous, the Rusalka's motivations are often tied to their tragic pasts, adding a layer of melancholy to their stories. Despite these differences, all these mythical creatures share a common thread. They embody humanity's fascination with and fear of the water. Whether it's the Merrow's enchanting songs, the siren's deadly allure, the Ningyo's ominous presence, or the Rusalka's tragic beauty, each of these beings reflects the dual nature of the sea, its capacity to give life and to take it away. Through their stories, we see how different cultures have grappled with the mysteries of the ocean, creating myths that both warn and inspire. By comparing the Merrow to these other mythical sea creatures, we gain a deeper appreciation for their unique place in folklore. While they share similarities with their counterparts, the Merrow stand out for their complex relationship with humans and their role as guardians of the sea. Their stories remind us that the ocean is a realm of wonder and danger, a place where respect and humility are essential. As we continue to explore the world of mythical sea creatures, the Merrow's enduring legacy serves as a bridge between cultures, connecting us through our shared fascination with the mysteries of the deep. Now, let's turn our attention to the Merrow's role within Irish coastal communities, where their presence was deeply woven into the fabric of daily life. For the people living along Ireland's rugged shores, the Merrow were more than just mythical creatures. They were a part of the landscape, embodying the sea's dual nature as both a source of sustenance and a force of danger. These communities, dependent on the ocean for their livelihoods, saw the Merrow as both protectors and potential threats, their stories shaping local traditions and superstitions for generations. In many coastal villages, the Merrow were believed to hold sway over the sea's fortunes. Fishermen often spoke of seeing Merrow swimming alongside their boats, their presence seen as an omen. If the Merrow appeared calm and benevolent, it was taken as a sign of good luck, promising a bountiful catch and safe passage. But if they seemed agitated or hostile, it was a warning to stay ashore, as storms or misfortune might follow. This belief in the Merrow's influence over the sea's moods made them a central figure in the lives of those who worked on the water, their actions closely watched and interpreted. The Merrow also played a role in shaping local customs and rituals. In some communities, it was customary to leave offerings at the water's edge, small gifts of food, shells, or even pieces of red cloth, meant to appease the Merrow and ensure their favor. These practices reflected a deep respect for the sea and its inhabitants, a recognition of the delicate balance between humans and the natural world. The Merrow, as guardians of the ocean, were seen as intermediaries between the human and supernatural realms, their goodwill essential for the community's survival. Yet, the Merrow were not always seen as benevolent. Stories of their darker side were equally prevalent, serving as cautionary tales for those who might disrespect the sea. Fishermen who took more than their share or polluted the waters were said to incur the Merrow's wrath, facing storms, shipwrecks, or even mysterious disappearances. These tales reinforced the importance of living in harmony with nature, teaching lessons of humility and respect that were passed down through generations. The oral tradition played a crucial role in keeping the Merrow's stories alive. Elders would recount tales of encounters with these mysterious beings, their words painting vivid pictures of the Merrow's beauty, power, and unpredictability. These stories were more than just entertainment. They were a way of preserving cultural values and imparting wisdom to younger generations. Through these narratives, the Merrow became a symbol of the sea's mysteries, their legacy enduring long after the age of myth and legend. In many ways, the Merrow's integration into Irish coastal life reflects the broader relationship between humans and the natural world. They embody the awe and reverence that the sea inspires, as well as the fear and respect it demands. Their stories remind us of the importance of living in balance with our environment, a lesson that resonates as much today as it did in the past. As we continue to explore the Merrow's place in folklore, we see how their presence shaped not only the myths of Ireland, but also the lives of those who called its shores home. With this understanding of the Merrow's role in coastal communities, we can now delve into their connection to the afterlife, where their influence extends beyond the physical world into the realm of the supernatural. Now, let's venture into the deeper mysteries of the Merrow, where their influence extends beyond the waves and into the realm of the afterlife. In Celtic mythology, the Merrow are often seen as more than just guardians of the sea. They are also believed to play a role in guiding souls to the underworld. This connection to the afterlife adds another layer to their significance, positioning them as beings who bridge the gap between the human and supernatural worlds. According to some tales, the Merrow act as psychopomps, or soul guides, leading the spirits of the departed to their final resting place. This role is not unlike that of other mythical figures in various cultures, such as the Greek ferryman Charon or the Norse Valkyries. However, the Merrow's connection to the sea gives their role a unique twist. It is said that when a soul is ready to pass on, the Merrow emerge from the depths, their haunting songs echoing across the waves as they escort the spirit to the other side. This imagery ties the Merrow not only to the physical ocean, but also to the vast, unknowable expanse of the afterlife. This belief in the Merrow's role as soul guides reflects their broader significance in Celtic mythology as intermediaries between worlds. Just as they navigate the boundary between land and sea, they also traverse the divide between life and death. Their dual nature, both beautiful and fearsome, mirrors the duality of existence itself, embodying the cycle of life, death, and rebirth that is central to many Celtic beliefs. In this way, the Merrow serve as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things, from the natural world to the spiritual realm. The Merrow's connection to the afterlife also underscores their role as keepers of balance. Just as they ensure the harmony of the ocean, they are believed to maintain the equilibrium between the living and the dead. Stories tell of Merrow appearing during times of great loss or transition, their presence offering comfort to those left behind while ensuring that the souls of the departed find their way. This aspect of their mythology highlights their compassionate side, showing that even in their most mysterious and otherworldly roles, the Merrow are deeply tied to the human experience. As we explore this aspect of the Merrow's lore, it becomes clear that their significance extends far beyond their physical form. They are not merely creatures of the sea, but also symbols of the eternal cycle of life and death, embodying the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding. Their role as soul guides reinforces their place as powerful, multifaceted beings who hold a unique position in the tapestry of Celtic mythology. With this understanding of the Merrow's connection to the afterlife, we can now turn our attention to another fascinating aspect of their mythology, their ability to shapeshift, a trait that further blurs the line between the human and supernatural worlds. Now, let's dive into one of the most intriguing aspects of the Merrow, their remarkable ability to shapeshift. This power allows them to transition seamlessly between their human-like forms and their true sea-dwelling selves, blurring the lines between the terrestrial and aquatic worlds. It's this shapeshifting ability that makes the Merrow even more enigmatic, as it grants them the freedom to explore both land and sea, often with fascinating and sometimes tragic consequences. In many tales, the Merrow are said to shed their fish-like tails when they come ashore, transforming into beings that appear entirely human. This transformation is often tied to their magical red cap, the Cohuilín Druth, which plays a crucial role in their ability to move between realms. Without this cap, a Merrow cannot return to the sea, effectively trapping them on land. Stories abound of humans who have discovered these caps, either by chance or through cunning, and used them to bind a Merrow to the human world. These narratives often explore themes of power, control, and the consequences of meddling with forces beyond human understanding. One such tale tells of a fisherman who stumbles upon a Merrow's red cap hidden among the rocks. Intrigued by its beauty, he takes it home, only to be visited by the Merrow herself, who pleads for its return. The fisherman, captivated by her otherworldly charm, refuses, and the Merrow is forced to live among humans. Over time, she adapts to life on land, even marrying the fisherman and bearing his children. Yet, despite her apparent happiness, she never loses her longing for the sea. This story highlights the bittersweet nature of the Merrow's shape-shifting ability. While it allows them to experience life on land, it also underscores their deep connection to the ocean, a bond that can never truly be broken. The Merrow's ability to shapeshift also raises questions about identity and transformation. In shedding their tails, they leave behind a part of themselves, becoming something other than what they were. This duality is central to their mythology, reflecting the tension between their human and supernatural natures. It's a reminder that the Merrow are not merely creatures of the sea, but beings who embody the fluidity of existence itself, capable of moving between worlds and forms with ease. At the same time, their shape-shifting ability carries a sense of danger. In some stories, Merrows who lose their caps and are trapped on land grow increasingly despondent, their health deteriorating as they yearn for the sea. Others, however, use their time on land to exact revenge on those who wronged them, showcasing their more vengeful side. These tales serve as cautionary reminders of the risks of interfering with the supernatural, as well as the unpredictable nature of the Merrow themselves. As we explore the Merrow's shape-shifting abilities, we gain a deeper understanding of their complex role in folklore. They are not static beings, but dynamic figures who embody transformation, adaptability, and the ever-shifting boundaries between worlds. This ability to change forms adds yet another layer to their mythology, making them even more captivating and mysterious. With this in mind, let's now turn our attention to another fascinating aspect of the Merrow's lore, their relationship with the fairy folk of Irish mythology, a connection that further enriches their place in the supernatural world. Now, shifting our focus to the mystical connections of the Merrow, let's explore their intriguing relationship with the fairy folk of Irish mythology. The Merrow, with their otherworldly charm and supernatural abilities, are often seen as part of the Fae world, a realm filled with enchantment, mystery, and its own set of rules. This connection deepens their place in folklore, blending the boundaries between sea-dwelling beings and the land-bound Fae. The fairy folk, or the Fae, are known for their capricious nature, their love of music and dance, and their ability to wield powerful magic. The Merrow share many of these traits, particularly their enchanting songs and their ability to manipulate the natural world. Both the Fae and the Merrow are deeply tied to the elements, the Fae to the forests and hills, and the Merrow to the vast, untamed ocean. This shared connection to nature often brings them together in tales, where they interact as kindred spirits, each embodying the magic of their respective domains. One of the most fascinating aspects of this relationship is how the Merrow are often depicted as part of the Fae hierarchy, with their own unique customs and traditions. Like the Fae, the Merrow are governed by their own set of rules, which humans must respect if they wish to avoid misfortune. For instance, just as it is dangerous to offend a fairy, it is equally perilous to cross a Merrow. Both beings are known to punish those who disrespect them, whether through curses, storms, or other supernatural means. This shared sense of justice and retribution highlights their alignment with the Fae world. At the same time, the Merrow's connection to the sea sets them apart from the land-dwelling Fae. While fairies are often associated with hidden groves and ancient mounds, the Merrow's domain is the deep, mysterious ocean. This distinction gives them a unique role in the Fae world, acting as guardians of the sea and its secrets. In some stories, the Merrow are even said to mediate between the Fae and humans, using their dual nature to bridge the gap between the two worlds. The interactions between the Merrow and the Fae are not always harmonious, however. Just as the Fae can be mischievous or even malevolent, the Merrow are known to have a darker side. Tales describe conflicts between the two groups, often arising from disputes over territory or resources. These stories serve as reminders of the complexity of the supernatural world, where alliances and rivalries are as fluid as the tides. By examining the Merrow's relationship with the Fae, we gain a richer understanding of their place in Irish mythology. They are not solitary beings, but part of a larger, interconnected web of supernatural entities, each with its own role and significance. This connection to the Fae world adds another layer of depth to the Merrow's mythology, making them even more fascinating and multifaceted. With this in mind, let's now turn to another captivating aspect of the Merrow's lore, their mastery over the sea and the immense power they wield as guardians of the ocean's mysteries. Now, let's dive into the awe-inspiring power of the Merrow over the sea, a force that has both captivated and terrified those who rely on the ocean for their livelihoods. The Merrow are not just inhabitants of the deep, they are its masters, wielding control over the very elements that define the sea's unpredictable nature. Their ability to summon storms, calm raging waves, and communicate with marine life sets them apart as beings of immense supernatural power, deeply intertwined with the ocean's mysteries. One of the most striking abilities attributed to the Merrow is their command over storms. Sailors and fishermen have long told tales of sudden, violent tempests appearing out of nowhere, only to vanish just as quickly. These storms are often said to be the work of the Merrow, who can call upon the winds and waves to unleash their fury. For those at sea, encountering a Merrow during a storm was both a blessing and a curse. While their presence could signal danger, it was also believed that appeasing a Merrow might calm the waters and ensure safe passage. This duality, of being both a harbinger of destruction and a potential savior, made the Merrow figures of deep respect and fear. But the Merrow's power extends beyond storms. They are also known to have the ability to calm the sea, transforming turbulent waters into a serene expanse. This skill was particularly valued by fishermen, who often sought the favor of the Merrow to ensure a bountiful catch and a safe return home. In some stories, offerings were made to the Merrow, such as gifts of food or precious objects, in the hopes of gaining their goodwill. These acts of reverence highlight the delicate balance between humans and the supernatural, where respect and caution were essential for survival. Another remarkable aspect of the Merrow's mastery over the sea is their ability to communicate with marine life. They are said to speak the language of fish, whales, and other sea creatures, commanding them with ease. This connection to the ocean's inhabitants further cements their role as guardians of the sea, able to navigate its depths and understand its secrets in ways no human ever could. In some tales, the Merrow are even depicted as protectors of marine life, intervening to save creatures from harm or guiding lost animals back to safety. This bond with the ocean's creatures underscores their deep connection to the natural world and their role as its stewards. For sailors and fishermen, the Merrow's power was both a source of awe and a reminder of the sea's dangers. Their ability to control the elements made them figures of immense respect, but also of caution. To cross a Merrow was to risk their wrath, which could manifest in sudden storms, shipwrecks, or even the loss of an entire catch. At the same time, their favor could bring calm seas abundant fish, and safe journeys. This delicate relationship between humans and the Merrow reflects the broader themes of Irish folklore, where the natural world is both a provider and a force to be reckoned with. The Merrow's mastery over the sea also serves as a reminder of humanity's limitations in the face of nature's power. While humans may navigate the ocean's surface, the Merrow rule its depths, embodying the mysteries and dangers that lie beneath. Their abilities highlight the awe-inspiring and often humbling relationship between humans and the natural world, a theme that resonates deeply in Celtic mythology. With this understanding of the Merrow's dominion over the sea, we can now explore another fascinating dimension of their lore, their role in love stories, where the boundaries between land and sea, human and supernatural, blur in tales of passion and heartbreak. Now, let's turn our attention to the poignant and often heartbreaking love stories that intertwine the lives of Merrows and humans. These tales, steeped in themes of forbidden love and sacrifice, reveal the deep emotional connections that can form between two worlds, land and sea. Yet, as enchanting as these romances may be, they are almost always marked by tragedy, with the Merrow ultimately returning to the ocean, leaving their human lovers to grapple with loss and longing. One of the most famous stories tells of a fisherman who, while out at sea, encounters a Merrow singing on a rocky outcrop. Captivated by her beauty and haunting melody, he approaches her cautiously, and the two soon fall deeply in love. The Merrow, willing to leave her underwater realm, joins him on land, and they marry. For a time, they live happily, their love bridging the gap between their two worlds. However, as the years pass, the Merrow begins to grow restless. The call of the sea becomes unbearable, and despite her love for her husband, she feels an irresistible pull to return to the water. In the end, she dons her red cap and vanishes into the waves, leaving her heartbroken husband to mourn her absence. Another tale speaks of a young man who discovers a Merrow's red cap hidden in a cave. Knowing the cap's significance, he takes it, effectively trapping the Merrow on land. She agrees to marry him, and they start a family together. Yet, the Merrow never truly adapts to life on land. Her longing for the sea grows stronger with each passing year, and she becomes increasingly despondent. One day, she finds her red cap, which her husband had hidden away, and without hesitation, she returns to the ocean, leaving behind her human family. This story serves as a stark reminder of the Merrow's deep connection to the sea and the impossibility of severing that bond, no matter how strong their love for a human might be. These stories often carry a bittersweet tone, emphasizing the sacrifices made by both the Merrow and their human lovers. The Merrow must choose between their love for a human and their innate need to return to the sea, while the humans are left to grapple with the pain of losing someone they deeply cherish. These tales also reflect broader themes in Irish folklore, such as the tension between the natural and supernatural worlds and the consequences of disrupting the balance between them. The tragic endings of these love stories serve as a poignant reminder of the Merrow's dual nature, beings of both land and sea, yet belonging fully to neither. Their love for humans is genuine, but it is ultimately overshadowed by their unbreakable bond with the ocean. This recurring theme of separation and loss underscores the fragility of such unions and the inevitability of the Merrow's return to their true home. As we reflect on these tales of love and heartbreak, we gain a deeper understanding of the Merrow's place in Irish folklore, not just as mythical creatures, but as symbols of the profound and often painful connections between humans and the natural world. Their stories remind us of the beauty and sorrow that come with love that transcends boundaries, even when those boundaries prove insurmountable. With these tales of romance and tragedy in mind, we can now explore another intriguing aspect of the Merrow's lore, their role in the supernatural world, where they interact with gods, spirits, and other mythical beings, further cementing their place in the rich tapestry of Celtic mythology. Now, let's dive into the Merrow's place within the broader supernatural world of Celtic mythology, where they interact with gods, spirits, and other mythical beings. The Merrow are not solitary figures in the realm of the supernatural. Rather, they are deeply woven into the intricate hierarchy of Celtic folklore, sharing connections with a variety of otherworldly entities. Their role in this mystical landscape reveals much about their significance and the respect they command among other supernatural beings. In Celtic mythology, the Merrow are often seen as intermediaries between the human world and the divine. They are said to communicate with sea gods and goddesses, acting as messengers or envoys for these powerful deities. For instance, some tales suggest that the Merrow carry out the will of Manannán mac Lir, the Irish god of the sea, who governs the tides and storms. This connection positions the Merrow as both protectors and enforcers of the ocean's natural order, ensuring that the balance between land and sea is maintained. The Merrow also share a kinship with the fairy folk, or the Aos She, who inhabit the hidden realms of Celtic mythology. Like the fairies, the Merrow are considered part of the Fae world, beings who live by their own rules and customs. They are often depicted as possessing similar magical abilities, such as the power to enchant or curse, and their interactions with humans are governed by the same sense of otherworldly justice. However, unlike the fairies, who are often associated with forests and hills, the Merrow's domain is the vast and mysterious ocean, giving them a unique place within the supernatural hierarchy. Another fascinating aspect of the Merrow's supernatural role is their relationship with other mythical sea creatures. In some stories, they are said to command or coexist with beings like the Kelpies, shape-shifting water spirits, or the Selkies, seal-like creatures from Scottish folklore. These interactions highlight the Merrow's status as respected figures within the underwater realm, capable of both cooperation and conflict with other supernatural entities. Their ability to navigate these relationships underscores their importance as guardians of the sea's secrets and its inhabitants. The Merrow's connection to the supernatural extends beyond their interactions with gods and spirits. They are also believed to possess innate powers tied to the natural world, such as the ability to control the weather or predict storms. In coastal communities, the Merrow were often seen as omens, their presence signaling either good fortune or impending danger. Sailors would look to the Merrow for guidance, interpreting their behavior as warnings or blessings from the supernatural realm. As we explore the Merrow's place in the supernatural world, it becomes clear that they are more than just mythical sea creatures. They are integral to the fabric of Celtic mythology, serving as bridges between the human and divine, the natural and supernatural. Their interactions with gods, spirits, and other mythical beings reveal their multifaceted role as protectors, envoys, and omens, all while maintaining their enigmatic and otherworldly nature. With this understanding of the Merrow's supernatural connections, we can now turn our attention to their role in the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, where their stories reflect the timeless rhythms of the ocean and the passage of time. Now, let's explore the Merrow's profound connection to the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, a theme deeply intertwined with the rhythms of the sea. In Celtic mythology, the ocean is not just a physical space, but a living, breathing entity that mirrors the eternal flow of existence. The Merrow, as guardians of this vast and mysterious realm, embody this cyclical nature. their stories reflecting the endless dance of creation and dissolution that defines the natural world. The Merrows' lives are intimately tied to the tides, the ebb and flow of which symbolize the constant movement between life and death. Just as the tides rise and fall, the Merrow are said to guide souls through the transitions of existence, acting as intermediaries between the living and the afterlife. In some tales, they are depicted as shepherds of the drowned, leading lost sailors to the otherworldly realms beneath the waves. This role positions them not only as protectors of the living, but also as guides for the departed, ensuring that the cycle of life continues unbroken. Their connection to rebirth is further emphasized in stories where Merrows are seen as symbols of renewal. The ocean, with its ability to cleanse and regenerate, is often portrayed as a place of transformation. The Merrow, as its emissaries, embody this transformative power. In certain legends, they are said to shed their tails and walk on land, only to return to the sea when their time on Earth is complete. This act of shedding and renewal mirrors the natural processes of growth, decay, and regeneration that govern all life. The passage of time is another key element in the Merrow's mythology. Unlike humans who are bound by the linear progression of years, the Merrow exist in a timeless realm where past, present, and future blur together. This timelessness is reflected in their ability to foresee events, such as storms or shipwrecks, and in their role as keepers of ancient knowledge. Their stories often serve as reminders of the impermanence of human life and the enduring nature of the sea, which has witnessed countless generations come and go. In coastal communities, the Merrow's connection to the cycle of life was deeply respected. Fishermen and sailors would often invoke their names for protection, believing that the Merrow could influence the balance between life and death. Their presence was seen as a reminder of the fragility of human existence and the need to live in harmony with the natural world. Through their stories, the Merrow teach us to honor the cycles of nature and to recognize our place within the greater tapestry of life. As we reflect on the Merrow's role in the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, we gain a deeper appreciation for their significance in Celtic mythology. They are not just mythical beings but symbols of the eternal rhythms that govern the world, reminding us of the interconnectedness of all things. With this understanding, we can now turn to how modern storytellers and scholars interpret Merrow folklore, offering new perspectives on their enduring legacy. Turning our attention to the present day, the Merrow continue to captivate the imaginations of storytellers and scholars alike, their folklore evolving to reflect modern sensibilities and concerns. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of interest in these mythical beings, with contemporary interpretations breathing new life into their ancient tales. Modern storytellers often reimagine the Merrow not just as figures of fantasy, but as symbols of deeper themes, such as environmentalism, identity, and the human connection to nature. One of the most striking ways the Merrow have been reinterpreted is through the lens of environmental conservation. As concerns about climate change and ocean pollution grow, the Merrow are increasingly seen as guardians of the sea, embodying the fragility and resilience of marine ecosystems. In novels, films, and even graphic novels, they are portrayed as protectors who fight against human exploitation of the oceans, their stories serving as cautionary tales about the consequences of neglecting our natural world. This modern twist not only keeps the Merrow relevant, but also underscores the timeless importance of their role as stewards of the sea. Scholars, too, have found new ways to analyze Merrow folklore, often exploring its psychological and cultural dimensions. Some interpret the Merrow's dual nature, their ability to live both on land and in the sea, as a metaphor for the human struggle between different identities or states of being. Others see their enchanting songs as representations of the allure and danger of the unknown, reflecting humanity's complex relationship with the mysteries of the deep. These interpretations invite us to view the Merrow not just as mythical creatures, but as mirrors of our own experiences and emotions. In popular culture, the Merrow have also found a place in diverse media, from fantasy novels to video games. Their stories are often adapted to explore themes of love, loss, and transformation, resonating with audiences who may not be familiar with their Celtic origins. For instance, in some modern retellings, the Merrow's red cap becomes a symbol of empowerment, representing the reclaiming of one's identity or freedom. These adaptations highlight the versatility of Merrow folklore, proving that their tales can be reshaped to speak to contemporary issues while retaining their core essence. Even in academic circles, the Merrow are being re-examined as part of a broader effort to preserve and celebrate indigenous mythologies. Scholars are working to document and analyze these stories, ensuring that they are not lost to time. By doing so, they are helping to keep the Merrow alive in the cultural consciousness, reminding us of the rich tapestry of Celtic folklore and its enduring relevance. Through these modern interpretations, the Merrow continue to enchant and inspire, their stories evolving to reflect the changing world around us. Whether as symbols of environmental stewardship, metaphors for personal transformation, or characters in captivating tales, they remain a vital part of our shared cultural heritage. As we look to the future, it's clear that the Merrow's legacy will endure, their timeless stories offering new insights and inspiration for generations to come. As we bring our journey through the world of the Merrow to a close, it's clear that these enchanting beings hold a special place in Irish and Celtic folklore. From their origins as mysterious sea maidens to their modern reinterpretations as symbols of environmental stewardship, the Merrow have captivated imaginations for centuries. Their stories, rich with themes of love, loss, and transformation, remind us of the deep connection between humanity and the natural world, particularly the vast and mysterious ocean. The Merrow's dual nature, both alluring and dangerous, mirrors the complexities of our own relationship with the sea. They are protectors and omens, guides and tempters, embodying the beauty and peril of the waters they call home. Through their tales, we are reminded of the importance of respecting nature, understanding its power, and recognizing our place within it. Whether as guardians of the deep or metaphors for personal growth, the Merrow continue to inspire and teach us valuable lessons about balance, identity, and the enduring mysteries of life. Their enduring appeal lies not only in their mythical allure, but also in their ability to adapt to the changing times. From ancient folktales to modern media, the Merrow's stories have evolved, yet their core essence remains intact. They are a testament to the timeless power of storytelling, bridging the gap between the past and the present, the mythical and the real. So, what do you think about the Merrow? Do their stories resonate with you, or do you see them as more than just mythical creatures? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And if you're eager to dive deeper into the world of Irish mythology, don't forget to explore our other videos on Celtic folklore. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a story. Until next time, may the mysteries of the sea continue to inspire and enchant you.